There's a teacher in Millbrook, Virginia. She's been employed for 30 years. Her pension contributions are flawless. Her personnel reviews are impeccable. There's just one problem. The school she works at has only existed for 10. Somewhere in Caldwell County, a file exists for a woman who doesn't. It is perfectly maintained. It has always been perfectly maintained. What follows is a reconstruction of events documented between October 19th and November 3rd of this year. The primary subject is Marcus Vance, a newly appointed school board member for Caldwell County's District 7 and former municipal auditor with 14 years of pension compliance experience. The secondary subject has no verifiable birth record. She has, however, a file. Marcus Vance had been conducting a routine pension audit, the kind of review that usually surfaced minor discrepancies, incorrect retirement dates, miscalculated FICA contributions, the occasional duplicate record from a legacy database migration. He had expected nothing unusual. Millbrook Charter Academy had only been granted its operational charter in 2014. Its oldest verified employee had 12 years of service. Mrs. Adele Hargrove's file listed 30. The record opened. The system populated her photograph first. Small, slightly blurred, the way old scans always are. A woman, older. Her expression carried nothing. No warmth, no tension, no trace of whatever had been happening in the room when the shutter closed. Below the document, her signature. Looping cursive, precise as typeset. Marcus would later tell investigators that he stared at it for nearly 4 minutes before he understood what was wrong with it. 30 years of paperwork. Not one tremor, not one variation. As though the hand that wrote it had never once been tired, or cold, or afraid. The ink, even in a scanned PDF, looked too consistent. Not aged, not compressed by 30 years of paper storage. Printed, almost. As though a machine had learned the shape of a hand. The interview footage was shaky, shot on a phone in what appeared to be a diner booth. The subject leaned forward, hands wrapped around a coffee mug.
Yeah, I had her sophomore year. Mrs. Hargrove. She had us read The Lottery, Shirley Jackson, and then she made us write an essay arguing whether the village was moral or just orderly. She said those were different things. She said, I remember this. She said, order is the furniture of civilization. Morality is the architecture. I wrote that down. I still have it.
Daniel Freeth graduated from Millbrook Charter Academy in 2002. So did, according to alumni directories, over 300 other students. They described the same brick hallways, the same water-stained ceiling tiles outside the gymnasium, the same smell of floor wax and old paperback spines. They described Mrs. Hargrove with consistency that bordered on rehearsed. Caldwell County's Department of Municipal Zoning had no building permit on file for Millbrook Charter Academy prior to 2013. The aerial survey imagery from 2009 showed the property at 1402 Briar Mill Road as undeveloped forest. In 2011, still forest. In 2012, still forest. In 2013, ground was broken. In 2014, the school opened. There were no brick hallways. The building was constructed entirely of poured concrete and prefabricated panel. The ancillary records simply did not exist. No college transcripts, No teaching certification filings with the Virginia Board of Education. No Social Security issuance record prior to 2014. The number assigned to Mrs. Adele Hargrove had been generated as part of a bulk legacy database migration and had never been independently verified. Tax records showed 30 years of FICA contributions originating from a single employer who had not existed for 30 years. Across 30 years of paperwork, her handwriting did not change. The loop on the capital H was identical. The precise, oily smudge below each signature, as though something slightly wrong had been pressed against the page, was identical. A forensic document examiner, contacted anonymously, stated that natural human handwriting accumulates micro-variations over time due to physiological changes in grip, pressure, and muscle memory. These signatures had none. He said this quietly, and he did not ask follow-up questions. Page 114 of the Crawford Township Municipal Education Ledger contained a faculty roster for Crawford District School No. 3. Listed under English Composition, effective September 1, 1944, was the name Hargrove, Adele M. The signature at the base of the hiring document was identical. Marcus sat back from the document. The fluorescent light buzzed. He understood then what he was not looking at: a woman who falsified records. What he was looking at was something that did not falsify records. Something that bent the architecture of institutional memory around itself, the way a body generates scar tissue, organically, automatically, without intention. Every school it inhabited manufactured a past. Brick hallways that were never built. Alumni who graduated from buildings that did not exist. FICA contributions processed by payroll systems that could not account for their own origin. The delete function returned no error code. It returned nothing. The record simply did not respond to the command. Marcus tried again, and again. The system logged each attempt as action completed, no applicable record found, while the record sat in front of him, entirely intact, entirely visible. Then the portal refreshed on its own. A new tab opened in the sidebar, unprompted. Marcus clicked it. A profile was generating in real time, field by field, as he watched. A photograph populated first. A woman, not Hargrove, younger, different features, entirely composed. A name he did not recognize. Then an employment history began to auto-populate, line by line, each entry time-stamped, each with a corresponding institution, each contribution verified, each hire date confirmed. Ridgemore Preparatory Institute had not yet poured its foundation. Someone was already inside its system, waiting to have always been there. Case file number 97-D remains open. No deletion has been successfully processed. No originating record has been located. The pension continues to pay out. The onboarding profile for Ridgemore Preparatory Institute is, as of this recording, 73% complete. Somewhere in it, a signature waits to be printed.